All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to walk you through setting up your spreadsheet for the SBE DECA school store. So we'll go ahead and we'll call this our SBE ledger and then BHS, right? And then what we'll do is we're going to label some of these columns. So the first thing we will do is we'll name this receipt number, and this will keep track of the numerical 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What times we received a certain sort of payment or check. And then for this one, we will write check number. This will be for the number of checks that we write out for people or the payments we try to make. And then we'll put for whom, and then for whom received, and then I'm going to, gotta spell that correctly. And then I'm going to put on the line underneath it, and you do that by getting to the end of this line here and pressing Alt Enter. That'll get me below that. And then let me do Alt Enter one more time, and then to whom paid. So that'll tell us, that'll help us keep track of who we either paid or who we got the money from. And you notice I double clicked right in between here, and that automatically resizes the cell. So the cell was a little bit tight being like this, so I just double clicked on it, and next thing you know, that column widens up a little bit. And then I'm going to put here for what purpose, and then I will say receipts, and then disbursements, and verified payments, and then we'll put balance. And this will be the basic setup of our columns. What we'll do here is we'll highlight all these because we're going to format this. We will center these, and we will also come here and vertically align these in the center as well. And then since I have them all selected, we'll go ahead and we'll bold these. And I'm going to come by each one and just kind of make sure it's big enough. So this one's a little bit too small. Just double click. I can also move it over myself if I want to, but just prefer to use that particular function for right now. I can make the font a little bit bigger if I want to. Since I've got them all selected, let's go ahead and move them to 14, and you'll notice that I will have to do this one more time. And hopefully that'll be easier for you to see on your screen as well. Yours doesn't necessarily need to be 14 fonts. Anything from 11 and 12 should be fine. Alright, that's a little bit too small, so I'm going to move this out. Now, our school store happened to start this year off with a $5,000 balance, so we'll go ahead and we'll put $5,000 there. And then we're going to start putting some things in here, but before we do that, I want to lock this first column here. I don't ever want that to change. So I come here to this little line and I just pull this down here. All right, and the reason why I do that is because now when I start arrowing down, you'll notice that the screens will change, but I'll always have those columns, those headings up there, so I'll know what column is what. I don't have to memorize them by number or anything like that. All right, so we start off with 5,000. Now, verified payments, I'm going to kind of work from right to left here. Balance is how much we have in the account at that particular time, at that transaction. So we're going to start off with a balance of $5,000. And verified payment we will use to keep track of after we place a payment in. Has it been verified on the other end of our accounting systems that it has been paid? So can we call the vendor and say, has this bill been paid? Have you received payment? And they say yes, we can go ahead and checkbox that. As a matter of fact, what we'll do is we'll just click on this cell, just this one cell, and then we'll go to Insert and we'll click on Checkbox. Now that I have a checkbox in there, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drag this, and I'm just going to go down, I don't know, to about 100. That should be fine. That should work for now. And if I ever have to drag more in the future, I can just hit that move handle and drag them down. All right, so now I have these checkboxes. Disbursements are how much money we pay out. Receipts are how much we've gotten in. For what purpose tells us what did we get the money for, or what did we sell it for whom, or actually it should say from whom, and or for whom, or to whom I should say, received. So this will tell us who gave us the money exactly, or who did we give the money to. And then check number is going to be for checks that we write, and receipt numbers are going to be for money that we accept. Right now we're going to really focus on paying our vendors. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll start on this third line here, and we will write our first check. Our first check will go to one of our vendors known as GFS. For what purpose? Now, I usually like to put our order numbers. So in this particular case, it'd be 188420600. Now, the reason why I choose this number is because it is unique to that particular bill. So if I ever wanted to call back and say, hey, I have a question about 1884-2600, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, receipts I'm going to leave blank because I haven't received any money, but I have a disbursement. I'm going to actually pay this, and the bill for this is $1,328.12. Now, you notice it doesn't show up as money. Well, I got to fix that real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this column, and I'm going to click currency. Now, the reason why I did that is because I don't want to have to do that every time. So now anytime a number is typed in here, it'll automatically have dollar signs. All right. Okay. So you'll notice that nothing has changed here. I have to either hand calculate my balance, or I can add in a function. And of course, I'm going to add in a function because it's just a better way to do it. So I'm going to say that this equals, so I type in the equal sign, I'm going to use my point click method, the balance, so the balance equals the balance previous minus the disbursements and or plus the receipts. So this particular formula reads equals H2 minus F3 plus E3. If I hit enter, you notice it's 3,672, which is the right number. Now what I'm going to do with that math function is I'm going to drag this down to, well, pretty much the same place I dragged the last one. All right, and you'll see I have a running balance now all the way through here. Now the nice thing about this is if I receive money, let's say $1,000, it automatically adds to that. If I give money, it automatically subtracts from that. So, just showing you how that works. Okay. Speaking of receipts, we should probably highlight this and go ahead and format it for dollar signs as well. So in the future, if I do type any money in there, it will show as currency. Okay. So that's our first one. Our second one, like I said, we're just going to focus on paying a couple bills. So we're going to pay about 5 of our bills right here. And then I'm going to type in this, which is another one of our vendors. And again, I'm sticking to the order number of the bill because it's a unique identifier. It'll be something easy to refer back to. And it was for $322.89. Again, you'll notice the running total there. Now, I will say these have been verified payments, so we don't need to do that work right now. You can just trust that they are verified payments. So we'll go ahead and we'll click on those to show that it is verified. And then I'm going to continue writing more. Now, you'll see that I have another order from GFS, and if I just type in the G, it'll have more. So I can just hit enter, and it'll automatically accept that. So I don't have to type out the FS anymore. And the order number is different. As I told you before, they're all unique identifiers. And then the amount is $221.72. Okay, So far you've got a very basic sheet. What this is, it's a lot like a checkbook or a ledger, and it helps us keep track of money that has come in and money that has come out. Nothing about assets or liabilities here. It's just a straightforward ledger. We can go ahead and verify this payment as well. All right, so that should get you started for this particular spreadsheet. In the future, we will create some more, but for right now, that should do it.